This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Morning.
We caught up with Liz from Survivor today.
Yeah, she was good.
Yep, we officially joined a swingers club in Melbourne.
We did. That was very handy.
Really, really
None of
good.
us qualified, but
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Jeremy McGovern joins us from the West Coast Eagles.
Skin's important.
It is.
Losing it is bad.
You're going to hear some full-on stories about people that lost their skin. It's
Yep.
so gross.
Champion for women, Donald Trump. We'll discuss him as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean
Nathan, Nat and Sean
on Nova.
on Nova 937. Let's go.
It's 6:05. Nathan, Nat and Sean. Welcome to Thursday, friends.
Okay, this is
G'day, guys.
concerning. Sean, look at our pen cup.
The pen cup has hardly got any pen cups
Yeah,
pens
pen.
in it. In fact, there's a damaged pen. It's a kilometrico, and there's another one. Which
And
is
my
the old
pen's
cheap
gone
number.
missing.
And who's like chewing on the end of a work
Yeah, look
pen,
at that.
by the way? That's a communal pen.
It looks like a dog's feet
Like,
like
who's
that.
like chewing on the... Who chews on the ends of pens these days? Do you chew on a pen ends?
No.
Hey, on a positive note, there's a Ferrero Rocher at the bottom of this
Oh,
thing.
who's going to eat that?
I know, that's the one we got Harry to throw into your mouth from over the panel.
Oh, that's right.
So no one, I
Cheers,
shouldn't
Harry.
even be touching that.
We
And a
literally
ping
know
pong
where
ball.
it's
Ping pong
been.
ball, that's one that Natalie shot across the room the other day.
That's right, Nat.
It was very
Great
impressive.
Great control.
Thank
well
you.
done, mate.
On the show today, Olympic pole vaulter
Yes.
Liz Parnov is going to be joining us. She is killing it in Survivor, down to the final four.
Yeah. I wonder if she thinks she's better than Vicky, you know, as the sisters who were unbelievable at the pole vault.
Yeah, sure. Well, we can ask her.
It's the first time anyone's brought up the name Vicky
for a while.
Really?
I've not heard. When's
So
the
her
last
sister's
time-
the older sister.
No,
and
not
she was
yet.
remember the Parnovs?
I didn't
how
ask
good
for
they
the
were.
Wikipedia thing about Vicky. I'm just saying the word Vicky. I've not heard Vicky
You know a
for
Vicky?
a while. I don't have a Vicky in my life.
It's not a name that you associate with anybody under 30.
Yes,
You know what I
true.
mean?
You
There's
don't.
no
Yeah,
young
who looks at
Vickies
a
out there.
baby and goes Vicky?
Well, in Victoria. It's
I
not
know,
Victoria.
but like,
And Victoria's kind of an old school name that probably is coming back. But like I know someone who called their kid Victoria, but they call her Tori.
yeah.
Like that's
You
the
wouldn't
short
go down
version.
the
Still
Vicky range,
blows
would
my
you?
mind that my grandmother looked at my mum as a baby and said Marlene. It just blows my mind that someone would name a baby Marlene.
But it's not uncommon at the time, was
Yes.
it? You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. I've
there's
not
Marlenes out
really
there.
come across a sea of Marlenes. We've got one Marlene that calls us
Yeah.
every now and then, but I don't come across Marlenes. I'm not tripping over them.
No, I'm not
Not
saying
like
that.
Brian's. They're everywhere.
Dime a
Yeah.
dozen.
Jesus.
There's no young Bryans either these days, is there?
I'm sure there's a young Brian out there. If there's
You
a young
reckon?
Brian listening right now, call us. And if there's a young Vicky.
This isn't the boarding call.
Wait there.
Oh, hold on a second.
Amy.
Amy.
Jeez.
Mick and Vic, good morning. Mick and Vic.
Mick and Vic.
Yeah, Vicky.
How old's Vicky?
Ooh, okay. I was
Over 30?
Over 30, under 40 though.
Okay,
Not
that's in the
entirely sure. I
zone.
think because she's younger than me, so I'm thinking around 34,
When
35.
Natalie was just bringing up that you would but you'd likely to call a Victoria a Tory these days rather than a Vicky.
Yeah, no, Vicky. That's how I know her, and that's what I call her.
And that is her name. Okay.
Her name.
There'll be a boarding call for Nova's First Class and 50K a little bit later, where we'll call another name. Just so much name chat today.
Yeah. Can you just open the phones just in case there is another young
young
Vicky?
Brian.
Hey,
and
we
a
always
young
talk
Brian
about how we've
listening.
never won an award.
I
It's not
can't
that
see
hard
how.
to believe, isn't it?
I can't see how.
Get a Cloodle up is back
10 minutes
later
of
this
names,
morning as
Vicky.
well.
Good times.
So no young Garys. There's no young Garys anymore.
No.
We have a Gary here, but he'd be between 30 and 40, wouldn't he?
Yeah, yeah, but there's no like
That's like the last
18-year-old
of,
Gary
last
walking
of the
around.
Garys.
No.
Yeah.
Righto.
For holiday accommodation more comfy than your trackies, jump on the What If app.
With hotels, holiday rentals, holiday parks and more, find the perfect fit for holiday you.
Book your getaway on the What If app. What if it's Aussie for travel?
If you missed it yesterday, jump onto our socials and you can check out the meltdown of the century from Ellie when she was so angry that all we wanted to do was give one of our beloved listeners
Claire,
a chance to have some Crocs.
Well, she won them fair and square. Square. That's
Fair and Claire, we call it.
Check it out on the Nathan Nat and Sean Daly podcast from yesterday because it was a delight.
It was some ups, there was some downs, there was some lefts and some rights, and there's even some reversing. Ellie, you walked in yesterday. She said that she was not going to wear them.
Yes, she was.
Then she finally put them on and looked down at her feet and said, "These are ugly."
And now,
Well,
today...
she's not wrong.
And now she's strolled in. How are you feeling?
I'm wearing my Crocs
You're
today.
walking on clouds today.
I am. They're big, ginormous, ugly clouds.
They feel comfortable, though?
They're so comfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Can you
look
feel
really
resentment
great.
in them, though?
No, I just feel a lot of trauma pouring through the little holes in the toes.
How did you feel after yesterday's?
Oh, I felt like I
events?
was literally hungover. I felt like I had to go home and have a nap because I was so exhausted.
The emotional highs
when,
and
like,
lows
you go
were
out
too intense?
for dinner with your friends and they're like, "How's work?" I don't know what to say.
Just show them a
I'm
few
like
videos.
that
I
too.
think.
I was just saying, I'm like that too. If I expel a lot of emotions, I need to like sleep for like hours. We used to have a boss here that would enrage me, and I would like have a big argument with him, and then I'd go home and sleep. And I was just talking about the day, and it was premeditated because I knew I was angry about something, and I knew it wasn't going to go my way. So I put all this extra stuff on the table, and then in fury wiped it off. So I knew what I was going to do. And then I didn't stop until his eyes started to water.
He doesn't work here anymore.
He wasn't eating onions.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Okay, I want to talk to you about something that I'm sure you've been a part of, Sean. Swingers clubs.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Swingers
Royal
clubs.
Fremantle Golf Club, is that what we're talking about?
There's many operating around Perth,
There is, actually.
and I'm of the mindset of each to their own.
Yes.
But if I was in a boat, it would not float it. I just think that it's...
Well, you don't want to sleep with
People do
someone you
it to,
know, let alone a stranger.
People do it to test
Being
relations.
naked by myself is too much.
Nat made a point just a second ago that...
Swingers clubs are full of the sort of people that you don't want to have sex with.
No, 100%.
Wow.
100%.
Well, if you are thinking that, Nat, then have I got a place for you. The Q's Monkey Club in Melbourne. Right?
Okay.
They're said to be Australia's most exclusive, and they have relaunched with new restrictions and new rules.
Right, is this a COVID thing? But anyway, tell me the restrictions.
No, believe me, there's no 6 metre distance, 6 foot distance here. So these are the new rules. You must be aged. Oh, you can't go.
Well.
It must be aged between 21 and 35.
Oh, that's hurtful. It's not a Kentucky tour.
That's
Settle
really
down.
mean, isn't it? What? Like,
So ageist.
That's
so
terrible. I'm going to take that up
'Cause
with the
no one
committee.
wants to go to the old Swingers Club. You
much
don't want to
skin.
go to the old one where there are ball bags dragging on the floor.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
Anyway.
but there are people that own their own homes. So
You're right, Natalie. There is security in the person that's ploughing you. So anyway, for women, so you have to send in a photo and you will be screened.
Right.
So,
Right.
So that makes some sense because you don't want a monster in there.
No.
For women, you must be within the 8 to 12 size range.
Oh, wow.
And you must be between 21 and 35 years old, of course. This is my favourite bit. Both men and women are asked to submit photos with strict instructions that allow that outlaw no sunglasses.
Right, yeah.
In the
I'm
photo,
guessing
yeah.
it's, like some people must be really ugly in the eyes.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Or maybe that's where you show your age. Maybe.
or your creepiness.
Or
All of
your
it.
creepiness. Yeah, you're intense. I'm going to murder you stare after we do it.
Okay, there's
And
one.
This is the best one. There is no sucking in your guts.
I think we're all in trouble
You're
there.
not allowed to suck your guts in. I don't
That's not
care if
fair.
you've got the hottest physique on the planet. If you're naked in front of a room full of people, you're sucking in your guts. Even if you don't have one. So they're saying that it's got beautiful furniture from France and
Yes,
stuff
but
like
also
that.
has no members.
Yeah. So beautiful furniture from around the world, including France. I mean, of course, it's all been Scotch guarded to an inch of its life.
Covered in plastic.
And they're saying that it's not really... there's a few rooms here and there, but it's just mainly an open gaming floor for play.
Yeah, no one's joining that.
Hey, remember last
No
time?
one's joining
There was
that.
years and years ago that we were talking about swings. It might have been a decade ago.
Yeah.
And we got calls left, right and centre of people telling us how
They've had
they're
a crack
involved
at
in
it.
them here.
Oh, yes.
Perth.
And you know what? If that is what you like to do, you go for gold. You go for gold.
But that's a young club, isn't it?
Well, it's like, also, why is there a size limit on the girls but not on the guys?
Yeah.
I agree with that.
That's outrageous.
That's outrageous.
Yeah.
If you're going to say they have to be between 8 and 12, then why don't the guys have to?
But then again, girls get in cheaper. They're only paying, it's I think it's $100 for men, and it's $80 or $70 or something.
That's not enough of a discount.
And $150 for a couple.
Each time.
Yeah. What do you mean? Well, how much did you think it was?
How much did you think the entry? What are you prepared to pay?
I thought entry was. Well, I didn't
What do
think
you
it was
think?
an entry price.
No, so what would you be willing to spend to get in there? Remember,
what is it worth? What's it worth for me to enter this place?
Yeah.
Do you get a drink on arrival or something?
That's a great call, because when I went to the
don't want
sex
to be
show
doing
in
this
Amsterdam, I got 2 Heinekens and entry for $25.
You want to have entry into 2
That was
Heinekens.
a long time ago, Sean. Sean, how long ago was that?
That was 20 years ago.
20 years ago. God love
So
him.
what are you thinking? $30?
I think $30. That's doable. Do you think?
Well,
It's
$30.
doable.
You're going into
Is it nibbles?
You're going into the older swingers club where you can breathe out.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
When we're away on holidays, we love to live our best lives and do extreme things that you probably would never do in your own country.
100%.
Yeah.
And you always wonder how it's all going to end, but you're getting caught up in the excitement. Why wouldn't
that's
you
right.
be there? You're over in New Zealand. Let's have a crack at stuff.
Yeah. And in Australia, I'm guessing that we have one of the highest safety standards. And when you go overseas, you probably just automatically assume that everyone does. And sometimes equipment isn't checked. And this is what happened in Pattaya. In Thailand, is in February, a guy and his friend decided to go bungee jumping. Now, I've done the bungee swing. I've never done the bungee jump.
Yeah.
I've never actually done the bounce. Have you done it?
No, I haven't. We were at a nightclub in Bali that used to have one, and the
A
boys...
nightclub in Bali
could
that
go
had
wrong?
one is what you do not do.
We had this whole thing of drinking games, and the joint was going bananas, and everyone's going crazy. And then the guys, my former teammates, went, "Oh, this is a good idea," and they started doing it. Anyway, I didn't do it. They survived. There was a couple of them.
Yeah, but they shouldn't have.
I know.
Of course they shouldn't
That's just such an
No one
ill-conceived
would do that.
notion.
A
So
nightclub
everybody
in
who's
Bali.
going
It was
bungee
called-
jumping is
yeah.
very drunk.
Oh, no, it's
Yeah.
called, it's called
God,
Gadu
imagine-
Gadu, and now it's a restaurant.
Imagine the vomit underneath.
Yes. You do not want to sit anywhere near that.
You would have just come straight out of you.
Terrible idea.
So a man named Mike, he was very excited for him and his friend to do this. He just watched his friend make a successful jump from a crane platform that was 10 stories high.
yeah.
Crane.
Yep. The staff then tied the bungee cord to Mike's feet and he was ushered towards the edge. Nothing could have prepared him for what happened next. Mike flew out his arms.
Yeah.
Yes.
Outstretched it,
Yeah,
King of the world.
waiting for the bounce.
The rope outstretched for 30 metres before the rope attached to his ankle snapped about 5 kilometres above the lake. This is
5 metres, I take it, not 5 kilometres.
Sorry, 5 metres above the lake. This is what happened. Right into the drink.
Whoa, how's the
Lucky
ending
he was
there?
going into water.
Yeah,
Like otherwise they can't.
because you're not planning to enter the water, so you're
No.
not going into a dive. You're more like hey,
Yeah.
because you're going to bounce back.
God, like
Yeah.
a belly
Back
flop
up.
of sorts.
So anyway, he wasn't well afterwards.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
But he survived, which is
Oh,
good.
he survived. He was rushed to hospital, and he's okay now. He suffered severe bruising, swelling around his left eye. He developed a lung infection.
So that's from
Or the dirty water.
presumably.
Yeah. So he had to get MRIs and X-rays and all that sort of stuff. So he was pretty sick. But the thing that got me about this was he lost an entire layer of skin under his armpit. And I'm sorry.
Ouch, ouch.
What is that like?
Just have to walk around with your arms
What a
sticking
horrible
out.
injury.
Can't put
You're
deodorant
basically
on.
doing the I'm a little teapot for however
That's
long
just-
it takes for skin to grow back. And then if it scabs as well,
Yeah.
like you've got this crusty scab
Yeah.
underneath
Oh,
you.
it becomes itchy, yeah.
How long does it take for skin to... Okay.
Oh,
settle
Siri.
down, Siri.
Maybe Siri was going to tell you the answer.
Get your own show. How long does it take for skin to grow back?
I mean, it depends where it is. So you need a good blood supply.
Yeah.
So if
So do
you've
we
got
have good blood under our
Yeah,
arm?
it wouldn't
Yeah,
be
it
too
would be.
bad.
So
Wouldn't
what
be
are we talking
com-
about?
compared-
Nose there and stuff.
I would think that it would be. It would start to be able to function properly after a week and a half, probably.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that'd
But
be
I
a
mean, it
bad week and
depends.
a
If
half.
they have to skin graft it, then that's a whole different story.
my
but
gosh.
yeah, if it's just
yeah.
enough that like a severe graze kind of
Yeah.
thing that's been stripped off, yeah, you'd think after.
Look, I don't know if you guys know this, but
It's not great.
skin, it's pretty important. It keeps the stuff that's inside us in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
also living.
stops things from that are outside from getting in.
And
Nathan.
stops things from inside getting out. Skin. It's great.
It's full on.
We're all for it.
We are. We're all for skin being on you.
It's our
That's right.
largest
Organ.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks for telling us.
Well, I was saying,
But
Thanks
then
for
again,
telling us about half
people
a
like
fact.
Aaron Sandlanders is not.
there's a lot of skin I can assure you, Nathan.
So we want to know, because we're big supporters of skin and always
Yeah,
have
very
been.
pro-skin.
We want to know what happens when your skin came off.
Oh,
All right?
Did you lose a decent bit of skin?
Yeah, yeah. Skinless. Skin-free, they say.
Skinless in Seattle.
We're going to give somebody 3 sessions at Stadium Carts for you and a friend. Now, you might think you might lose skin here. It's very safe.
oh, so safe. So much fun.
Yeah.
Even somebody who drives like an idiot like Sean, it still
Yeah.
wasn't enough to get
That
him
was
to
great.
win.
Like, I
driver.
rammed
So-
Sam
so-
into a wall, and Sam is here
Still has all his
right
skin.
now.
That had nothing to do with the cars. It's like, hey.
Oh, that's not the topic you're doing, are they? Last Saturday night. Okay, sorry. Stadium Carts at Optus Stadium is extending its season for the April school holidays. You can book now at stadiumcarts.com.au. It is such a good time.
All right, tell us how you lost your skin.
We personally like skin on our bodies.
Yes.
Chris,
Except for some of our sausages. Do you like the chev-ups?
I do love a chev up. I never buy a chev up though. No, I know I never go and buy chev ups. But every time I'm at the shops, I go, God, I should buy some chev
And if
ups.
somebody
Skinless
feeds you a
sausage.
chev up, you're fine with it.
I've never had anyone feed me a chev up.
I bet you have. Chris is in Baldivis. Good morning, Chris.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
Buddy. Now, have you lost a bit of skin?
Yeah, so when I was very young, I was playing on a play equipment and I was climbing across a flying fox type swing thing.
Yeah.
And someone came across it and ran over my hand.
Oh, sure.
Now, what actually, you know that bit of skin between your thumb and your finger?
Yes.
He essentially just cut that in half.
Oh.
And the weird thing for me as a kid, I have a vivid memory of it, was there was no blood. I could just see muscle and tissue.
Yes.
And it was all blue and white, so I could see all the insides of my hand.
What a great
I could-
lesson
I
in
could-
anatomy.
So, Chris,
Yeah,
once
oh,
it
yeah.
cut, you cut that kind of webbing, it just peeled back like a banana.
Yeah. Pretty much, I could see my whole hand.
Can I tell you, you know you've severely hurt yourself when your body's refusing to bleed. Or you might have, the blood's going, oh, no, this is too much.
Yeah, this is
I'm not going
too
near
full
it.
on. How many stitches to repair that, Chris?
I think I was 16.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah, and I couldn't use my hand for a month.
Yeah.
How old were you?
Yeah, sure.
Important question.
Sure. How old were you?
He was young enough that he was playing on play equipment.
Yeah,
Sean.
but gosh, you should be able to see the things that Chris can do with his feet now.
Also,
Sean.
he's got
It's
two.
amazing.
He's got two hands.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Chris. Let's go to Hayden in Kelmscott. Hey, Haydes.
Hey, team, how you going?
Yeah, good, buddy. All right, we're talking about losing skin, Hayden.
Yeah, so a couple of years ago, I had a bad dirt bike accident where the foot peg went through my boot and took a nice chunk out of my shin.
Oh.
So because I lost the tissue, I actually had to get a skin graft taken from my upper thigh.
Yes.
Yeah?
and slapped on. But I had to wear it was like a vacuum bandage, like for quite some time to actually rebuild that tissue that was lost before I had the skin graft put on.
Yeah, right. So what's like a vacuum bandage like? Is that, you know that those plastic things you put your jumpers in for winter and then you put the vacuum in there and you suck all the air out? Is that what it's like?
In a way, it's sort of like wearing a little vacuum handbag that was attached to your shin for 6 weeks.
A vacuum handbag I've never heard before.
I love you.
There's a hole in
like
the
a
market.
vacuum handbag. Like, what the hell's a vacuum handbag?
Hayden, so when you've had a skin graft, can you tell that you've had a skin graft now?
Yeah, because I'm quite a hairy man, so
Yes.
yeah, there's actually a decent spot on my shin that's just bald now. So
How much did that hurt and how long did you're in pain for, Hayden? I mean, the accident itself, right, once
Yes.
you realise, like, that's pretty full on, but it's later where the pain sets in, isn't it?
to be honest, like the adrenaline was sort of lasted for a fair while because I had to get carted to the hospital in the back of a Land Cruiser to Armidale Hospital. So
Yeah.
by the time all that stuff happens, like it the pain wasn't really there. It was more numbness.
Oh, that's
So,
hectic.
Hayden, what does the bit where they took the skin from feel like, and how long does that take to heal?
So normally they actually said to me it was actually a split skin graft. So what they do with that is instead of a full depth skin graft, it's only half.
Yeah.
But then they actually put it through like a pasta roller, so to speak, and then spread it out.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, it kind of, yeah.
Yeah, then they slap that on. So I've got, like, when you look close enough to it, it's got like all these little holes in it.
Yes.
That have like scarred up. So yeah, it looks quite gnarly, but
Aren't you glad?
yeah,
Aren't you glad though? Aren't you glad that they took it from your thigh and not like your bum? Because imagine if they have like bum hair growing out of your shin. But like now you don't have any hair there. That's actually really great. It'd be good for girls. Are you conscious of your receding shin line?
No, they tend not to look there first. So
Oh, okay, that's
Of
weird.
course, Hayden. That makes sense. Thanks, mate. We want to know, how did you lose some skin?
God, I love these stories.
And where from? Ugh.
3 sessions at Stadium Cars for you and a friend is up for grabs, and this is a prize worth winning. G'day, Dino.
Oh, hey guys, how you doing?
Wonderful.
Oh, bloody good, Dino. Talk to us about your
Good,
skin.
good. Well, you might not be after this one.
Great.
You know how you see things and you can't unsee them?
Yes.
Well, you guys did that for me this morning, and it's just brought it all back.
Righto.
Hit us with it, Dino.
So we're out doing bulk rubbish collection, and with the big trucks that you load it into, and the bobcats that pick everything up have got a big claw bucket on it.
Yeah.
So we're working with this guy, and we told him all morning, don't put your hand anywhere near the bobcat when it's about to crush something, you know. So anyway, we're about to pick up this big blue couch, and he stuck his hand in there to push the couch up a bit just as the claw bucket's closing.
Oh!
Dino.
And I'm standing right next to him, and as I'm saying no, he's put his hand in there, and the claw bucket's ripped off. It's degloved two of his fingers.
No,
We knew someone was going to say degloving in this.
degloving.
We were hoping.
Yeah.
And so you know what frankfurts look like when you leave them in the water for 2
Yeah.
So
his
they're
fingers.
split and
They're wrinkly.
Yeah, and there's bits.
Yeah, and it's like that, but pulled back all the way to the fingernail with just a bone. And it was hideous to look at. So I just ripped my shirt off and wrapped it round his
Good
hand.
idea.
I know, because you didn't want to look at it.
No, not really. And I was like, why do I have to be the first responder?
Keep the shirt.
So what happened after that, Dino?
Sorry?
What happened after that? You wrapped the shirt around his hand, and then what, you zing him off to hospital or something?
Oh, well, then he started shaking like a wet dog, you know, and so we bundled him up, and he's sort of fallen into my arms a bit and not realising what's happening, you know, like the last guy, just gone numb.
Yeah.
And, so we bundle him up into the boss's car and off to hospital you go, and, tried and sewed them back together, and what do they call it, microsurgery and that.
I'm just wondering though, if
hectic.
I wonder if, when you have been degloved, do you feel like regloving yourself?
Yes.
Like just going,
Peeling it
and
back
hoping
again.
for the best, pulling it back on,
Really
and then
shove
just
it down on
and then
your
just like
fingers.
patting it. There we go, like putting back a glove back on.
Dino, thank you so much for that very graphic description, just as everyone's having breakfast. Awesome. We're going to go to Franco in Port Kennedy to finish off. Morning, Franco.
Hey guys, how are you?
Wonderful, Franco.
What have you got for us?
Look, it was a while ago. I was probably 9 or 11 or something like that. We were holidaying up with Sunday Islands.
Yeah.
So we were doing the island sort of tour and went to a place called South Mole Island.
Yep.
And they've got like the like in the middle of the resort is the pool with one of those little half sort of pipe slides, the curly ones.
Yeah.
So I was quite excited as a kid. So it was in the morning, and I ripped off the shirt and I climbed up the top of the slide, and I dove onto the slide on my stomach.
Yes.
But I hadn't realised that no one else had been using it. It's only been there, and it was dry.
It was a dry slide. And then gravity took over. Yeah.
And I couldn't stop, and I put it down, and I stopped right at the very end, and I peeled myself off, then rolled into the pool, and then the chlorine's got me, and I got off from my belly button up over my chest was just red and, like a big rash.
We know. Yes.
And I was crying, obviously went to Mum, and we were camping, so we'd spend another week up at Early Facebook. For the next month, I had this scab from my belly button up to my chest. It was like a scab vest, I suppose.
Scab vest?
I just peeled it off over the course of a month, but it was...
I'm picturing that moment when you've come off the slide and you've gone into the chlorine.
No, you know what? Thank God it wasn't salt water.
I sort of stopped at the end, had to peel myself off the pool, rolled into the pool, which I thought would help. But
there is a no bleeding in the pool rule, though.
Franco, I just have to tell you, this thing happened at the Kalgoorlie Fair, right? You know the big yellow slide, that one that, huge one. Yep. So it was boiling hot that day, and there were burn victims everywhere because you get a little Hessian sack.
Yep.
And then as soon as people's skin contacted with the slide on the way down, their skin was melting off. And there was just It was like Freddy Krueger's just everywhere. It was absolutely... But that, you know what? Yours seems worse.
Great stories from everyone. They really were quite graphic and got us had us going. Franco, though, the good humour there, mate. 3 sessions at Stadium Carts for you and a friend. Stadium Carts at Optus Stadium is extending its season for the April school holidays. Book now at stadiumcarts.com.
Beware of dry slides, everybody.
Yes. Lesson learned.
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
It is finale week for Survivor Australia. 7:30 on Channel 10 Sunday and then Monday night as well. And the final 4 has been decided, and WA's own Liz is one of the final 4. She joins us now.
Morning.
Liz.
Good morning.
I'm super proud you're from WA because you're doing a really good job on the show.
Thank you.
And I have to tell everyone she's the cleanest smelling person that we've ever had in the studio.
It really has.
Which I've said to Liz obviously hides the dirty stuff she does. But
I bet you didn't smell that good when you're in Samoa, right?
Oh my God, no.
Do people stink?
Awful.
Or is there beach? Is there like...
You're washing yourself constantly in the water, seawater.
Yeah, we're constantly in the ocean, and then because we've got the campfire going all the time, everyone just smells like smoke.
Oh, that's okay.
So it's good. It masks the BO.
Yeah. I want to know, why were you were originally a villain.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm a sassy queen, and I think I just say it how it is, and sometimes that can come across as like rude or abrupt, but I'm quite opinionated and I'm not afraid to just say it how it is. And so I think having that kind of confident personality, I was cast as a villain.
But I've known of you, but never with anything villainous.
No.
Attached to you.
Like
so when you're a
athletic
villain, I was like,
champion,
why is she a villain?
Yeah, well,
I understand the beauty queen that apparently pushed someone down the stairs.
Although she made that up.
She made that, but I understand there's a story attached to people. There was nothing with you. So, and you're really lovely.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, I haven't been to jail or anything.
Were we
so
vilifying Russians? Is that what it was about?
Maybe.
That's
I don't know.
the only reason that I could think of.
Liz, it was good to see at times, and you still do it when you're under pressure or you're getting angry and you start speaking in Russian. You're teeing off on everyone or yourself.
Well, I think I just went into like my little zone where I was just like pep talking myself, and I tend to do that sometimes. I speak to myself in Russian, and then obviously with George at Tribal Council, he's Macedonian, so it's quite similar. So we'd often kind of cryptically speak to each other.
How awesome.
So others wouldn't hear us.
Hey, I got a question about the camera crews. All right. So the other night, I think Simon and someone was in exile, and they were having a conversation, and George had gotten on his stomach and he crawled over there to watch from the bushes. How can they not see the camera that is pointing at George? Talk to me.
Because it's all in the dark, and so that like night vision, it's not a flashlight or anything.
Yeah.
Like they're fully blacked out, the camera is dark, and it's so noisy from the wind and the trees and the palm trees and the ocean's right there, so you can't hear anything.
All right. Another question about the camera. So you're out looking for an idol, right? Okay, and then say there's Liz in the jungle looking for an idol, and then next minute you walk away, and then straight away the cameraman's sending you and points straight where the idol was. Don't you guys notice that the cameraman's gone straight down to where the idol is?
To be honest, no. I think there are cameras all the time. Like there's so many everywhere, and like someone's run off this way, someone's run off that way, and like you're so stressed in that moment looking, you're scared someone else is going to see you. So it's quite frantic and frazzled, and you don't actually you forget the cameras are there.
Yeah, so they're just part of the background.
With my strategy on being a survivor, I would go in there to watch the cameras, watch where they're...
But maybe we're watching it, but maybe that camera shot was done 20 minutes later.
No. I'm talking about, it'll be, say Liz is there, right? It'll be Liz, and then the camera will go from Liz down to where literally pan down to where the idol is.
But they might do that every time, and in any crook of wood, and we only see the one.
It takes 10 seconds to go and check.
Well, Liz, the last Trouble Council we've seen that your good friend Nina, Nina's gone, and you were voting for Matt to try to get him out. When it gets that... I mean, this has been happening all the way through. When you're getting, like, double-crossed time after time, don't you want to just go there and start throwing haymakers at the end of it?
It is exhausting. It's funny, I was speaking to my partner because we watched it together, and he was like, I don't know how someone hasn't gotten into a fight yet. I would have been swinging by now. And I'm like...
I couldn't be.
To be honest, it is frustrating when you're like, we are doing this, and they say yes, and then they panic, and it's just like, bro, like, come on. Now you've thrown me under the bus, and now I have to, like... Literally, now I'm in the shit.
Yeah.
So it's challenging. It's really hard because it's constantly a balance between, like, you said you're going to do this, but you're really going to do what's best for you, and that doesn't align with what's best for me. So it's just like this constant...
So that you can't trust anyone, I take it.
No, absolutely not.
I tell you what. Do you buy the world of... You know, because you come in with a plan sometimes, and what's said at Tribal Council, then you go, oh, God, maybe I need...
Yes, 100%.
So is that a proper defence?
Yeah, like there's been times we've gone in with a plan, and then someone has said something that's just kind of, like, triggered me, and I'm like, hang on, something's going on. We need to flip the script. So you're always on your toes. And, like, at Tribal, you have to really be listening to what people are saying because they're dropping hints about, like, how they feel and what they want to do moving forward. And so you need to be really fluid. And I mean, by that time, I'm sitting there going, far out, I'm about to fall asleep. I'm exhausted, but you still have to be so switched on. Like, it's just wild.
As a viewer, watching George, who is amazing, I think
he's
probably one of the
player.
best in the world, right? But as a viewer, being so frustrated, screaming, get rid of George. Why isn't anyone getting rid of George? And and the only thing I could think of, I was thinking about it last night, are you guys so exhausted that it's actually quite good for someone else to be taking the reins and you be on their side because you can't be bothered doing it yourself and you're going to ride that for as long as you can? Is that what it is?
I mean, partly, yes. The way George has been, like, edited is, like, he wasn't like that to me out there, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Like,
as intense. And
obviously there's a lot of stuff happening behind my back that I'm not aware of, that George is kind of stirring. And so to me, he was quite chill and casual and we were mates. But I think another factor is, like, George is a huge threat. So you want him there to a certain degree to hide behind him up to a certain point.
Because if it comes down to a choice between you and him, you've got a much better shot at it.
But no one's chosen him.
But he's backstabbed everyone.
That hasn't worked, though. Nobody has gone for George. Like I think there was one or
No, I'm
two
talking about
attempts.
At the end. I'm talking about the end.
But at the end, though, no matter if anyone's been betrayed on Survivor, they choose the person that has pulled out the best moves. The end.
Not always, but yes.
Yeah, so
90%
some people play it that way, but not everyone.
Because, Liz, you were talking about getting rid of Matt for the reasons why he'll be your biggest challenge if you get to the end. So George isn't your biggest challenge in that circumstances. So you think, I'll be able to beat him in a
But what about
challenge.
vengeance? Because he obviously voted out your bestie. He orchestrated Shonny's departure, and, you know, we were all about the Shiz alliance, and he, like, literally backstabbed you and her. And did you not want to get vengeance? Because he's a pretty vengeful player.
I did, and it's definitely still something that's on my mind at this point.
Or anything like that?
Yeah, look, George is a peculiar man, but we love him. Vengeance, yes. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, everything in Survivor is timing. So, like, you just got to strike when the iron's hot and you got to hit it correctly, otherwise you're screwed. So we've only got a little bit of time left. I guess we'll see what happens, but I feel like, you know, I have used George to my advantage. I've learnt a lot from him. And it was an organic friendship where we just kind of got along and loved the guy.
So it wasn't a strategic move from you to hitch yourself
absolutely not. Like, I went on the show and I was like, you know what? I'll be lucky to last a week. Like, I'm a glamour puss. Like, I'm not built for this climate. And then I just kind of, like, made friends with the right people. It was just natural. And I learnt from Shonny, who was one of the best players, and then I learnt from George, who is the best player ever, I'd say. And so it's just kind of, I picked up all these skills along the way, and now I'm just like their love child who's like just going.
Yeah,
Well,
still there.
It's been an honour to have you in. You've been such a great player, but also to have one of Perth's newest A-list
Power
couples.
Oh, for God's
According to
sake.
Perth now. Power couple. It's happening.
Is it?
How many people
How many people said that to
How
you
many
this week?
people hit you up for Street X shirts?
A few actually, but more so from Survivor because I tactically wore a few pieces.
Yes.
Very nice.
So, you know, that subconscious marketing really coming through. But the power couple stuff is just ridiculous. Like Perth's newest. And I'm like, guys, we've been together for 5.5 years. It's hardly happened overnight. But any more attention and spotlight, I'll take it.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Good on you, mate.
Sunday and Monday night, it's finale week for Survivor, 7:30 on Channel 10. Liz, thank you so much for coming in. You're a joy.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
And I can put you in.
Nova's First Class and 50K.
It's 8:04, Nathan, Nat and Sean. We have a round of Get a Cluedle coming your way before 9 o'clock if you fancy a little bit of a staycay in Joondalup with some shopping money.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Right now, First Class 50K. Breeze.
We did put the call out for Breeze. Well, we didn't. The official person at the airport. That's how it works.
Let's go to Samson. Hello, who's this?
Hi, it's Bree.
Hello, Bree.
Bree. Thank God. We're
Hey
looking
there.
for Breeze. Get yourself to the gate, young lady.
Oh, I can't wait.
Paying
Yes,
off this
absolutely,
morning.
I'm there.
Hey, Bree, I've noticed something from just seeing your name written, Bree, from Samson, and I think any name that's put, any word put after Bree sounds like their last name. So Bree Samson, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Say Bree
Yes.
flip-flop, Bree G-string. Don't you reckon? It all just sounds like that's
Yeah, that
their last
works,
name.
works.
I think you can put anything after Bree and it sounds like their last name.
Can I also ask, can you spell Bree another way? Because you know how people like...
I.E.
I.E.
Well, mine's a little bit different. I'm BRI. So
B?
the I's,
R.I.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
There you
Just
go.
B-R-I. And is that short
Such a
for
good
Yeah.
question, Sean.
it's short for Brianna, but I get Bree all the time.
Okay. Yeah,
Brianna
yeah,
or-
it works.
What's that?
Brianna of Troy. No, Brianna of Troy. No, Brianna of
Taft or
Taft.
something?
Taft.
You can't really shorten Brianna very well.
Yeah.
No, well, Bree,
we
that's
try.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done,
Well done.
Bree.
You're in
where
the
would you-
running, Bree.
Oh, we've got to ask you, where would you like to go?
Oh, I'd love to go to Croatia.
Yeah, lovely.
On the wish list, the bucket list.
Fantastic, great
Apparently it's
spot.
beautiful. All right, we'll move to
Yeah.
Yokine.
Hello, who's this?
Oh, hi, this is Bree.
Oh,
hello,
Bree. Is your Bree short for anything, or are you just Bree?
No, just Bree.
Are you
Bree.
I-E or double E?
Double E.
Lovely.
Double E.
Traditionally.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, traditional Bree. Yeah.
With a lot of
cheese.
A lot of Breeze growing up in your sort of year.
No, there's never Bree. There's never Bree on, like, name tags at the shop. You never see a Bree.
Sad,
ever.
isn't it? Do you know about the amount of Breeze that do adult films?
Oh, yes, I knew of some of these. Yeah.
It's a natural progression for Breeze,
Okay.
is that what you're saying?
Well, it's a talent. It's an inbuilt talent.
I don't know. It's just a vocation that many Brees choose. What vocation
Okay.
did you choose, Bree?
I'm a scientist.
Or scientist?
scientist,
It's
yes.
usually
That's
adult
one or the other,
films
no?
or science. The
Yeah,
sciences.
Yes.
Science and humanities.
What sort of scientist? What do you do?
Medical research.
Oh,
So, you know,
Oh,
amazing.
good on you, Bree.
Keep it up. Where do you want to go? Anywhere in the world?
probably Scandinavia or
Yes.
New York.
That's where I'm going for my next
Big
holiday
porn
is
scene.
Scandinavia.
Sure.
So good.
Can't wait. Sean, let it go, mate.
I can't let it go.
She's talking about
Bree,
her
you're
holiday.
amazing.
She's a scientist.
Scandinavia would be great.
Show some respect.
You're in the running, Bree. Good luck, okay?
Thank you, Bree.
All right, awesome. Thanks.
No worries. Wonder if tomorrow we're going to be calling out for candy.
There's a wild card hour today, 12 o'clock to 1 p.m. with Ben, where he takes any
love
name
candies,
at
though.
all. Any name at all.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's not for First Class and 50K. That's just for Nathan's own personal opinion.
That's going straight in the bank.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Ali, we haven't spoken about your shoes to the people that were listening yesterday to the whole event. Your new Crocs, you're wearing them right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, feeling great?
Feeling good.
Have you gotten over it with your attitude yesterday from losing?
Okay.
Fair and square.
So everybody who wasn't listening,
Yeah.
Ali had to play for the Crocs.
I bought Ali a pair of Crocs because she demanded that I do.
That's not true.
It is.
Okay.
So I bought her some Crocs, and I did it because I've never bought you a present before. And I thought, yeah, it's
And
about
I
time.
was very grateful. Thank you so much.
No,
Nathan.
you
Oh,
weren't.
my
You
good-
were like, I don't want them. You were so difficult
Nathan,
about it.
Read the messages.
No. She was right at the start. She went from, Ali's
It's a
very
full
hot and
roller
cold.
coaster.
So then at the end she goes, thank you so much. And then the Crocs arrived. And then we thought, well, no, why is only Ali who's living this privileged radio life?
She does.
That gets everything. We thought, what about if there's another girl out there with size 9 feet that wanted Crocs? And there was Claire, who's just like struggling to just live and just dreaming of Crocs. It was on a vision board.
So we had a little bit of a quiz competition between Ellie and Claire.
And Ali lost fair and square.
General knowledge.
Excuse me.
Everybody who was listening knows the
Everyone
situation.
in this room gaslighted me yesterday.
Okay, Bronte.
Yes, you did.
Thanks,
because
Harrison.
I had all the answers and I got them in before Claire. Bless
Did you?
Claire.
Did you?
I don't know what you're listening to.
No.
See, happening again. Anyway, I won. I let Claire have the Crocs anyway. So
There was a few temper tantrums.
There were tantrums.
After that.
There was snatching of the
and there was a lot
merchandise.
of screaming.
And running
then-
and hiding things.
And then demanding she didn't want them afterwards.
Yes.
But now they're on your feet. And
So
how are we?
in the end, you got some and Claire's getting some
Yeah, it
too.
was
So everyone's a
best case
winner.
Ruby, we just ordered Claire's, didn't we? Get over here. We just ordered Claire's. They're on the way.
Yep, Claire's on the way.
Yeah, we couldn't get her some gold sea gibbets.
No, there were
Or
no gold
E-gibbets
seats.
were gone as well.
Yeah, we couldn't even get her an E.
what gibbets are? What are they?
Gibbets a
They're
little
decoration.
decorated button that you stick in there for at
Somebody has made a fortune out of making things.
One of
to
my friends
decorate
actually,
Crocs
she makes
with.
them.
She makes
There you
gibbets.
go.
Does she sell them on the Etsy, does she?
Yeah, Etsy markets. Yeah.
Or try to whip up some seeds for
I've got a
Claire.
little mandarin one and a cigarette. You can get
You've got a cigarette gibbet.
Probably just drop
She
a
makes
butt.
You've
all
got a
kinds.
durry gibbet on your Crocs.
I'll bring it in tomorrow and we'll pop it on yours, Ellie. Yeah.
All right, everyone's a winner.
She loves a dardle too.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean in podcast form.
This Donald Trump thing in America, with him being arrested, is super interesting.
Well, he hasn't been arrested yet, has he?
No,
No.
and that's why it's like, well, they were supposed to happen on Tuesday. and
According
we're
to
like-
him, yeah.
And then we're just waiting, and it's one of these weird arrests. They're not going to like go in and pin him to the ground and stuff. It's like they book in to be arrested.
Yeah,
Like
but
an
it's one of those
appointment.
things. It's because in the news, it's just news for them. It's just fodder, so it just becomes.
And he's trying to whip up his supporters.
And it
with a
helps
bit of a
him. It
frenzy,
helps them.
yeah.
They're selling papers.
Well,
Everyone's
to
watching
be honest,
TV.
though, it is big news because the last time a president was arrested was Ulysses S. Grant, who was pulled over for speeding in his horse and buggy at the corner of 13th and M Streets in Washington, D.C. in 1872.
How fast is that
The
horse?
police let him go with a fine. That's the last. That was the last arrest.
How did they back it? What year? Sorry, no.
That was in 1872.
How did they measure
Yes.
the speed?
That's a great point. No radars.
I think
So a good lawyer could have gotten him off. Is that what you're saying?
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not going to stand up in court.
Yeah. So this is all about the hush money that he paid Stormy Daniels, reported to be $130,000 to keep quiet on all of his sexcapades.
Yeah.
That he had with her, amongst other people that he had paid off. But it just blows my mind with him. This is him making a statement. I saw this on the news last night, and this guy has been president and wants to be president again. And listen to the way he speaks about women.
Whether it's the Mar-a-Lago raid or the Unselect Committee hoax, the perfect Georgia phone call, it was absolutely perfect, or the Stormy Horseface Daniels extortion plot, they're all sick and it's fake news.
The Stormy
news.
Horseface Daniels extortion
He really
plot.
doesn't help himself.
How does he get away with that?
Horseface. He was a president, and there are women over there that they're going, oh,
Yeah,
he's
oh, yeah,
amazing.
he's
No, they love him, mate. I don't know if they love him, so that might be over the
The
top.
only
But
thing-
percentages
look,
are pretty
There
good.
are people that love him.
Percentages are good.
I am not about his politics. I don't agree with his views and stuff like that. But the thing that really sticks out to me about Donald Trump is he will incite a riot and
Yes.
protest when things are going badly for him, not the country, not
No.
an issue. When he's upset, he wants you to riot and protest on his behalf.
And people fall for it, which
There
is even
I
more
mean, it's what
baffling.
happened at the Capitol.
Yes.
And it's what he's been asking people to do for his arrest. Like, you get out the streets, protest about something that he's personally
Yeah,
upset about.
and also
Yeah, that's a good point.
that he
About
lies
him.
about.
About him.
So the Jan 6 stuff, he was lying. He was lying about what had happened. There was no issue with the Dominion voting things. There was no fixing of the election. It's all been investigated and proven that he was wrong.
Yeah.
And so you go look at his past track record. He lied about everything then because he wanted to still be president. He lies all the time, and people go, yeah, he's our guy. What's wrong with these people?
He's got the ears of half the nation.
Yes,
almost.
he does.
Less than, but yes.
Well, less than.
Yeah.
It was a flip of the coin, let's be honest.
It's
wasn't it?
baffling to me that the Republican Party can't find somebody better than him to lead them.
But is it somebody better, or is it the fact that, sometimes they go, this is a chance to us get in, stuff who the person representing us in.
You know what it is?
Well, that seems to be a short-term vision to me. Really, if that's what's representing your politics,
Well,
you probably need to look at your own integrity.
They couldn't see him in any other way.
You have to look at your own integrity.
I feel like you need to fight fire with fire because, really, he was a celebrity. I wouldn't even say he was a businessman. He was a celebrity that used all of his knowledge from that industry.
Yeah, because he's actually not a great businessman.
Yes, so celebrity that went for it. We need another celebrity to fight him, and it would be Oprah. It has to be someone.
I think it's
her.
The Rock. I've seen The Rock.
The Rock, because physically, like what Donald Trump would never mouth off about The Rock.
No.
Because you get clipped around the head. So it needs to be
maybe
another
that's
celebrity.
how they should determine, instead of debates, they'll just have wrestling.
Yes.
And then see what happens.
Mate.
And may the best man win.
Yeah.
And the best man in that case would not be Donald Trump.
It would be The Rock.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
These three are giving out the clues. The Joondalup Festival is bringing world-class entertainment to your doorstep. Check out the program at joondalupfestival.com.au.
It's time for a round of Get a Cluedle Up, where all you need to do is guess the answer that we are hinting at. You got to buy the clues, though. That's the way it works.
In the box seat this morning is Deb from Waikiki. How you going, Deb?
I'm good.
Hey, Deb. Deb, it's all up to
I'll
you
just
today.
get some voice.
Yeah, that's right.
So you want to try and keep as many of these $50 Westfield vouchers as you can. You want to be able to guess the answer. If not, you can lose the whole lot, Deb. It's pretty full on.
I know, that is pretty full on, but anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. You know who's waiting in the wings hoping for you to fail? It's Jo from Murdoch. She does it all the time. Hi, Jo.
Hello, good morning, all.
Morning, Jo.
Well, you have to have...
Jo, I'm sure you're going to wish Deb lots of luck, but really you don't mean it because you want to score as much as possible, right?
Absolutely. Good luck, Deb. I hope you get lots, and I hope we get lots together. Whatever you don't get, I'll work.
We'll give it a go. See what happens.
All right, Deb. We're going to give you the first clue for free, okay?
Yep.
We can tell you it is a creature. Do you want to have a guess?
Okay. A cat?
It's not a cat.
It's not a cat.
It's the New Zealand accent.
Yes,
there,
that's
Amy,
right.
our producer, was
Yeah, he's like, what did she say?
Kit.
What's a cat?
It was a cat.
Yes.
That's it. We got it.
Don't you mock our accent.
Would you like to get a clue for $50, Deb?
Yeah, I'll get a clue.
Right, let's see what you got. Nathan whipped into the mug of mystery.
I don't want to do the first clue. Okay, here we go. I am native to Central and South America. A creature from Central and South America.
Have a guess, Deb.
Armadillo?
It is not an armadillo.
It's not an armadillo. Oh. Would you like another clue?
Sorry.
Yes.
I'll get another clue. All I can see is an armadillo in my head.
Oh, they're a great animal, an
They're very
armadillo.
interesting, aren't they?
They're beautiful. Beautiful.
They're beautiful.
Your next clue.
Okay.
That means Joe's scored $100. Yeah.
I know. Good for Joe.
Here it is, Deb.
Yep.
I sleep for 15 to 20 hours a day.
Oh, shit. He's 20. Some sort of cat. Ooh.
Time's up.
She said
Sorry.
some sort of cat.
She said some sort of cat. Would you like to buy another clue, Deb?
Okay.
All right.
$150
$150 is going to Joe at this stage.
All right, now let's see if this is a good
this-
one. So you got to collect all those clues.
It's luck of the draw.
Because
with
they are all
clues.
pointing to one creature.
Here we go.
One creature. Okay.
Here's your clue. I have long, curved claws on my hands and feet.
A sloth.
It is a sloth.
Well done, Deb.
It is a sloth. That means, Deb, you've won the ultimate Joondalup Festival experience. A Joondalup Resort staycation for two. $175 to put towards entertainment. Plus, you have managed to keep $350 worth of Westfield vouchers, okay?
Oh, my God. I'm so excited.
I know. For doing nothing, Joey got $150 to spend at Westfield.
Wow.
That's good.
Yes,
Isn't
everyone's a
that
winner.
great?
You can get some Crocs.
Yes, you can get some Crocs.
Exactly.
Let's talk
Jump
about
on
them,
board.
aren't
It's all anybody wants anymore. Well
Go
done.
to the B-store, best range.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Look
you.
at this. Look at this. I feel the sisterhood of the
I
travelling
know.
pants. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's beautiful. It's beautiful. We had a lot more sloth facts too. If you ever need to know any sloth information, where you go to.
Yeah.
Another round of Get a Clued Up tomorrow. The last round, in fact.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hey, Ben.
Big
Hey,
slice
guys.
of Ben.
Hey.
Ben,
Slice of Ben.
Had the ears lowered, did you, Ben?
Yeah, hey, haircut.
I had my hair cut. Yeah, thanks for noticing.
Yes, no worries.
Are you going to say
beard
you had
trimmed
it
as
cut
well.
last week? Is that what
No,
you're saying?
Tuesday, but it's all right.
We did
Do
ask you
you
yesterday.
use various oils and grooming products for your hair?
Sure do.
For your beard?
and in the beard too.
Yes,
Yeah. Bit of beard balm.
Beard balm.
He's a well-maintained man.
Do
Nathan.
you have a beard comb?
I have a beard comb.
Do you? Is it ivory? I feel like it should be ivory.
No.
It's wood.
It's well
And I feel like you should be wearing a pinky ring as well.
No, my fingers are too fat for rings, I think. I'd like to be a ring guy.
Chipolata
but-
fingers.
I don't think your
fat
fingers are that fat.
You don't think?
No.
I mean, you could find something to fit it.
Yeah.
Amy's
We'll find
winding us up.
All right, Ames, let's get out of here. Good ring chat, guys.
No,
Great chat, Ben. Let's do
I
it
enjoy
again.
yelling at that. Beautiful, Dan.
Thank you.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.